Yo, what is up, Brutal Clan? Welcome in Metal, welcome in Gracies, welcome in Shift. Yeah, if I missed you, I'm sorry. So I decided that I needed to hop online tonight. I've been kind of sort of hiding myself away from the world. There's a lot of frustrating things that I'm going through right now. And so this first part of the stream might come off as, either me venting out frustrations. You may see a different light of me. Hey, what's up, Osmond? How's it going? What's up, Alan? But I just overall want to kind of sort of give my frustrations, and I'm going to utilize the term I'm pissed, I'm not happy, I'm actually mad. I've been trying to calm down, I've been trying to woosah. Normally I can keep my emotions in check, but right now, in this present moment, for the past couple of days, I have been absolutely, positively fucking pissed. Okay, let's jump right into it. What's up, Ice? So, as you all know, there's going to be a shift that's happening with the Smite game channel. There's new members that are coming in. There's some members that are staying on. Overall, there's going to be a point in time next week, Thursday or Tuesday is when the transition is going to happen from the old team to the new team moving forward. My thing is, I am mainly pissed about the fucking race on the fucking channel. I'm so sick and tired of the bullshit of dealing with being treated as a fucking token. For the past week, I've been feeling like I've been treated as a fucking token. I've not been able to, having these personal dialogues between certain people and certain individuals. And it feels like, the channel's going from 2 black people all the way down to 1, and I'm not happy about it. The reason why I'm not happy about it is because, it feels like as soon as we make strides and bring more people of color into the actual room itself, the room actually begins to close off, and then there is a shift in terms of taking it from 2 people down to 1, and I am absolutely not happy about it. All the appropriate context, people have been contacted. I let people know that my frustration, and right now it's something that I'm working through, something I'm not happy about. It's something that, this is a fight that's going to be ongoing, but, I have some bullet points. I'm going to try to stick to these bullet points, and I'm just trying to get down to the nitty gritty with you all. So, the Smite game opportunity, it was a great opportunity. I come onto a channel, got to meet a lot of you. We got to do things that, I normally would have not done. But overall, I've been feeling for the past couple of years, I've been going through microaggressions. And what I've been doing is just keeping my head down, keeping a positive head. And, all of that has not paid off. All of that has just come to me just feeling like a fucking token at the end of the goddamn day. Okay. So, at SWC, I faced microaggressions twice at the goddamn event. I faced it not only during people I came in contact with, but people who I've been chatting with on a specific Discord server. People, whenever we are, chatting it up, or, there's different things that are going on that implies to me that, maybe it's something about me, or maybe it's, something about, just the energy that I bring that is creating these microaggressions. But, microaggression, if you all don't know, is defined as a term that's used for commonplace verbal behavior or environmental slights, whether intentional or unintentional. Those are the key words, intentional or unintentional. Whenever people come at me at a way that makes things off to me, I go by their intentions and whether or not they have malice or whether or not they don't have malice behind their intentions. But, this here, it's just the overall, there's certain things in terms of slides, in terms of what people are doing, me having a name that I have, me being on the stage with someone who doesn't even take the time to know my goddamn name. That is part of the whole thing that encompasses microaggressions. And yes, I said the stage, so you all do the process of elimination on who it was, because I'm not going to give out any names on the stream. All right, back to the definition. That communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative attitudes towards stigmatized or culturally marginalized groups. When I'm on stage and I'm the only black person on stage at SWC, that is a huge thing, not only for myself, but for my community. Because as you can all tell, there's not little to no black people who are on that stage during SWC. Follow me where I'm going. If I am the only person representing my community on that stage, I at least command the respect that you would at least know who I am. You will at least be able to say, oh, you're JT Rudo, nice to meet you, or, I know I have seen of you, or, do a little bit more than just, oh, who are you? You that guy. Okay, whatever. Take the time to know people. There's people who are out here struggling for opportunities to just get in the goddamn door, who don't see people who look like them inside the room, and you who are being on the other side of the spectrum, coming from a place of privilege, don't actually take the time to actually know people, learn people's name, and actually take the time to actually, find out who they are, or, do the common decency thing of actually learning their name. So that's it on that one. I just faced microaggressions multiple times throughout the history of being on the channel, starting up conversations, asking stuff, and then have conversations just revolve around me until I have to make a sarcastic remark like, hey, I'm actually sitting here, I'm actually here, do you all not see me? And, me and Mini Chi, we have been going back and forth for the past couple of days. I have been talking with her. She has been having the exact same experiences that I've been having. And overall, it's just a thing of where, it can be done to me all it wants to, but whenever it starts to impact other people, that's whenever my level of anger on this subject and on this topic really reaches its peak. Okay, to the next thing, token, treating like a token. Okay, so basically how I felt like it, so the channel's going down from 2 black people down to 1 black person. Okay, well, whenever you combine things like impersonal communications and things like that, haven't been reached out to anybody from the Smite team, thanking me for my dedication to the channel, thanking me for my services, thanking other people who are leaving the channel for their services, and it almost comes to feel like we're kind of sort of being treated as tokens where, you have 1 black person in the room and all of a sudden we are diverse. That team is pretty big and there's only 1 black person that's going to be in the room. If you don't have the experience of culturally being the only person in the room, you probably won't understand why it feels like you're by yourself sometimes, secluded, why other people may play you like you don't know what you're talking about at times. I've been at many companies, I've been at many senior level meetings where I was the only black person in the room, and I had other people who happened to be white, who were overall just not looking at me like I'm one of their equals, who are looking at me like I was actually someone below them, beneath them, and I actually should not be in the room. I'm sick of this being kind of something that, just goes on and we don't talk about it, or we don't start an open conversation or have an open dialogue about why is there little to no people in the room that looks like, myself, that looks like they could be from Southeast Asia, that looks like they belong in this room, that are from different cultural backgrounds. We have overall just accepted the status quo that, whatever we have, and more times, 9 times out of 10, it's all come down to there's more than likely either just white people in the room, or there's a couple of people here and there who are people of color. Yo, now I appreciate the 13-month resub. I'm sorry, I'm over here, going on about my experiences. All right, back to the point. So I've been feeling this for all my life. I am a black person. I have a master's degree. Might I add you, I'm the only person in my family, out of my brothers and sisters, who went and got a college education, who, out of my immediate family, went the advanced route in terms of my education, got a master's degree, and I'm ending up in rooms that my family members weren't able to end up in. And overall, I'm starting to see why many people are starting to look at us within these rooms as if we're not regarded as equals, or as if we only just need 1 in order to fill our diversity quota. And whether or not this has been being done intentionally or unintentionally, that is not my main concern here. It's all about making sure that, I provide the people who I'm in the room with the information that they need to process it. And then from there, I basically will look at it and see whether or not it was filled with malice or whether or not it was not filled with malice. But overall, it just gets exhausting after a while of dealing with you being the only black person in the room and not feeling like you have that sort of support in order to back you up. Okay, so with that being said, with the whole tokenism being said, let's go ahead and dive a little bit into race. So many people may ask, why bring race into conversation? And what I say is, when there's career, when there's livelihood involved, those are the key factors that make me feel like we need to actually talk about race, and we need to talk about it in a serious fashion, to where we're making sure that not only are people of a very specific region who has had the representation and had the torch for, the past several decades are in the room, but we actually need to make sure that we're involving people of color, people from different walks, people of different backgrounds in the room to have conversations. Because when we have a diverse conversations of people from different backgrounds, different religions, different races, it's much more enriching conversation than just having a conversation with certain people being in the room that may not look like they are from a person of color background. So there's livelihood, there's career that's involved, and overall, my goal as I live and breathe is to bring not only joy to the world, bring positive impact into the world, but also for me personally to get my people who have been disenfranchised for the past several decades also an opportunity to get into that room, whether it's through me inspiring them to get into that room or me coming in, setting up that opportunity for them to get into the room. So I'm never the main character in the story. I'm always the supporting character, ready to be there, ready to support the next greatest person who needs to be in that room. That's what that is for me. So whenever I see we're going down from 2 black people to 1 black person, I'm looking and seeing, okay, what happened? What is going on? Did enough people not of color, of my race, not applied to be on the Smite stream team? Do I need to personally take it upon myself to go to each and every single person who I can find within the Smite directory who happens to be black to be like, hey, maybe you should go for this opportunity next time the applications actually open up. Maybe you'll be able to get in. Is it a me thing where I need to put in the work in order to make sure that my community is aware of this opportunity? Or are we not being considerate of other persons of color being able to be in that room and be able to participate with that opportunity? So, back onto the conversation of race. Why is it about race? The same question can be asked. Why do we not ask that question whenever an N-word comes up in game? Why do we not ask that question whenever I have someone on my game channel who comes in as a fucking troll, who trolls the way that I talk, who asks why am I actually here, who asks who let this person in the room? Do you guys know that I received that exact comment before I went to SWC? Who they let anybody on this channel? That implies that right there is a microaggression within itself. That implies who let this black person on this channel? Why is he on my screen? I am not a person who takes things to heart when it comes to trolls. I'm not a person who, I have been bullied all my life. I have been through the gambit in terms of, I heard the worst of worst. My own father was even the own bully to me who basically put me into a state in which I started the question whether or not I want to exist on this earth or not because of how much he was coming down on me, the things that he was trying to pick apart in me and just try to tear me down. I have been through the gamut. I am stronger than the trolls that are coming into the doggone Smite game channel. But what my point is whenever people are doing things like that, displaying microaggressions and, displaying things that, will come off as racist, and we're not asking that exact same question, there's an issue there that's larger and that must be discussed that we're not actually getting down to the core of, because I always hear this thing of, why bring race into it whenever it comes up to the advancement of my people, but never the same thing whenever someone's discriminating against us or showing racist tendencies against us. So overall, I just want it to be a clear and concise conversation. This exactly involves race. This involves representation, because whenever we are representing only one group, whenever only one group who has had power over the past several decades is only being represented in the room, it is not a group that will have the best representation of the whole entire conglomerate and the whole entire community. So let's go ahead and backtrack into a little bit of time, shall we? My great-grandmother was a slave. My grandmother lived through the Jim Crow law. My parents had dealt with the after effects of the Jim Crow law. Even though laws have come down, have passed, have been basically stated that, black people either needed to be freed from slavery, black people either need to be given the equal rights, black people are of equal. We have had periods of time after the period itself where we felt the after effects. So even after slavery ended, there still was slavery going on. There's still slavery going on to this day that is in another form. We won't get into that today, but there's always things that are shifting and happening within history that are becoming systematically put in place with intention to keep the black people down and keep our group at a bay, where the white people who create these sort of laws and create these sort of systems want us to stay at. Well, if you take all of that and if you think about it, I'm the first person of my generation who has had the opportunity to have full freedoms and not necessarily feel the after effects of slavery, of a Jim Crow era. I'm the only black person, or the part of the first black person people of my generation within my family who basically are experiencing full freedoms. So with that being said, there's still a lot of things that come along, such as systematic racism. There's things that, at a certain level, if you're not cognizant of it, it will slide on paths that are intentionally put in place to create systems to keep black people down. Well, just as intentional as those systems were, as intentional as slavery was, as intentional as Jim Crow era was, as intentional as we were with trying to, put systems in place in order to keep us down under different names and titles. There needs to be some sort of intentionality to basically allow for black people to be within spaces in which black people wasn't welcome before. And I feel like we as a community, we as people working at this for a career, we as the gaming industry, I'm not even gonna say we, as Smite Game, are not taking that initiative in order to make sure that everybody feels represented, everybody who has systems put in place over the years, over the decades, were actually able to get into rooms in which they would not necessarily be able to get into because those exact same systems are put in place. Whether or not our biases are known, whether or not our biases are not known, that is not the point right now. Our point is we need to be more conscious of who we allow in these rooms to be representative of their communities, because there's a hunger out there. There's a hunger from the community that I want to see the person that looks like me, that shares the same characteristics that I do on the big screen, because if they can do it, I want to also be able to do it, or they can inspire me to be the best version of myself. That is why that is important. After a while of seeing people who don't look like you on the screen, after a while of me seeing that, only one black person is in that room, they only are allowing one black person in that exact space, I can't go out and apply for it because I'm black and I don't want to take the opportunity away from that black person. But wait, also, I don't see people who, let's use the president, for example. I was always told growing up, you can be anything that you want to be but the president. No black person in the history of America has been president until Barack Obama came along, and that's why that was such a joyous occasion, why that was such a joyous moment for my community. Because for the first time ever in the history of this country, a black person was able to be president, and we are allowed to stop telling our children, anyone can be president but you. We are allowed to tell our children, anybody can be president regardless of your skin color. It may be a difficult path to get to that point, but it overall takes work in order to get to that point. So whenever you start to see that, certain things are put in place in terms of systems of, only one black person is allowed in that room, only, white people are able to be something like president, that starts to take a toll on you psychologically, whether or not you know it as a black person, as a person of color, that, hey, maybe I can go after this opportunity. Maybe I should look for something else or not strive for it as I want to be in terms of level of achievement. That puts some sort of psychological barrier on you that I had to catch myself breaking last year whenever I realized that, I don't have to be cognizant of, they already have a black person. I can't go join that space. But let me see if I can actually get into that space. And maybe they can, instead of go for one black person, they can go for multiple black people. So overall, you just have to ask the questions of why are things the way that they are? Why is it set up the way that it is? Why are we not being more intentional with the systems that are set in place in order for us to be able to overcome the issues that we had in the past? And overall, you just need to get to a point where you're a little bit more cognizant and thinking about this, because it's not all done intentionally with malice, but we have to get to a point where we're actually thinking about these things and whether we are actually making sure that things progress forward as a society. Yo, what's up, Harley? And I'm sorry, everyone, who are coming in. I hope you all are having a great night. Just coming in on me breaking down my experiences on the Smite Game channel. Okay, so with that being said, let's get a little bit down to more so of a level of why is this the way that it is. Who here knows where Hi-Rez Studios is located at? Georgia. Do you know what part of Georgia? Atlanta. Exactly. So why am I looking on the screen and not seeing more black people? Why is a predominantly black area does not have black people within the gaming industry? What is going on? What is going on? That is my question. If Atlanta, Georgia has a whole lot of black people, why am I not seeing a whole lot more black people within these rooms? Is it that we're not smart? Is it that we're not talented? What is it? What is it? What makes Atlanta, Georgia predominantly black and does not have see more black people within these rooms? I don't understand it. I don't get it. And honestly, truly, it makes me mad because I know my people are struggling trying to get into these goddamn fucking rooms and they're not given a fucking opportunity. Whether or not the bias is, known, whether or not the bias is unknown, there's some sort of biases that is going on, and I need for us to have a wake-up call, and I need for us to accept that there's some kind of bias going on, and that this is wrong. Yeah, exactly. There are many people who, and even if you can't find black people within the area, they are bringing black people, that you can bring black people in. You can be like, okay, we don't have black people on this team, or we don't have this sort of culture represented on this team. Let's bring people in. Let's give them opportunity. Let's make sure that their culture is represented. But I need for there to be more than, there's not this person in the room, or we don't pay attention because we have blinders on and we don't focus on race around here. I need for there to be more. I need for us to make a concerted effort for there to be more. I'm sick and tired of there not being more. My people are struggling. My people want in these spaces, but we aren't allowed in these spaces because people are holding us out, whether it be consciously or unconsciously. Okay, so on that point, I know that there are things that hi-rez is doing and allowing for others to have representation and for other creators to be given a platform. My question is why was I on the stage at SWC with a content creator who had sexism tendencies, who pronounced a female content creator in the community, referred to her as the B word, and said that she needed to stay on her place? Why is that allowed on the main stage? Why? You have many people who will want to be on that main stage, who will want to be representing the game, but we're choosing people like this who may come off as big content creators to be on that stage. Why is that? Why are people dealing with sexism at SWC? Why is that? You wonder why the gaming industry, specifically SWC, doesn't have any women competing in their esports? Why is that? Where are the women in the esports? Are women not good enough than men? Are women just, here and just the support? Why is that? Where's the equality? Where's the representation? Why am I looking up and the whole caster desk is full of men? Where's the women? Besides Kelly, who was hosting. We all have to ask questions. We all have to demand more. We all have to come to terms that there is not equality amongst us all. There is biases that is going on. We all have to do that. But we cannot do that unless we ask questions, unless we challenge the status quo. I'm not going to mention who actually said that. If the person who actually said that want to come to terms with what they did and want to go ahead and issue a public statement, that is already done. But I already let people know at hi-rez that what was said on that stage, I did not appreciate. I already let them know that, this is the content creator that y'all chose to represent you on the stage. So you guys handle it. And I'm not going to say anything outside of that. I'll let this person speak if it so happens to come to light what exactly is done. Exactly. Women don't compete on a competitive level. Why is that? You have to ask the question. Why is that? Are we as men not allowing them to compete at a competitive level? Are we not willing to take a look at ourselves and saying, man, maybe I am not creating an environment for women. Maybe I am not allowing for women to actually, be able to compete competitively. I know women who are just as good, if not better, than actually men playing this game. So why aren't they allowed to compete? Why do they have to go off on their own league? Why, whenever I go to DreamHacks, women are on the smaller stages and men are taking up the larger stages at DreamHacks? You have to ask that question. Ask it. It needs to be answered. Because why are we in the gaming industry still have outdated practices to where we're not advancing the needle forward? We're part of the technological era, so we should be advancing the needle forward, not necessarily keeping the old practices with us. So why are we still keeping up these sexism practices of giving women small spaces, giving women not an opportunity to be within esports, giving women not a voice to be heard or seen? Why are we doing that? Why, as we as men are basically creating environments where we're not allowing for women to be in those environments? That question must be asked. That question must be answered. And this is not just a hi-rez issue, but this is a gaming industry issue as well. But if hi-rez wants to take up the mantle and basically challenge their other competitors to do the same thing, that will be their lane to do so. Okay. So the last point that I have, this isn't about me. Being part of the stream team is not about me. I am moving forward from Smite Game Channel. I am not going to be part of the stream team. My term, my contract is ending next Tuesday, January 31st, and I do not want part of the stream team. This isn't about me, but what this is about Mini Chi and seeing that she's the only black woman creator able to be on that channel after how many years? I don't even think there was a black woman creator to be on that channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. There literally has not been a black woman creator on that channel who's been representing the black community and through the facet of being a woman, a black woman in America. And like Malcolm X said, the black woman is the most mistreated group in America, the most underrepresented group in America. So why is Minnie not part of the channel, or why isn't any other black woman part of the channel? Why was Minnie one of the first women in a long time who's been black, who's been a part of that channel? We have to ask questions, and we must demand answers. Ask questions, demand answers. And I have already let my 2 cents, I have already let people know at hi-rez how I feel. I already let, those who I, have contact with know my concern. But overall, I just need for us to do better because we are in 2024 and we are not doing better. We are putting on our blinders, we are accepting the status quo, and we're not challenging one another to be better. So, again, this isn't about me. This is about my community, the black community, and I'm gonna say it loud and I'm gonna say it proud. The black community being able to get the exact same, and not same, more experiences than their counterparts. I feel like that shouldn't be a foreign concept. There shouldn't be one black person on the team that's filled with people of other races who happen to not be a black person or a person of color. And honestly and truly, if you don't understand or if you don't know what it feels like to be in black skin in America and have psychologically be gaslit for the several years or decades about, that's not what it is, that's not racism, that isn't microaggressions, you're bringing up race, you're playing a race card, then honestly and truly, you do not know the black experience of America, and you do not know psychologically what we're going through. Because Minnie and I, we carry a heavy burden on our shoulders. We are carrying the black community on our shoulders, that representation. I have been thanked multiple times on Smite Game Channel and at SWC for my service to the black community and for me representing the black community. I have been thanked multiple times, for representing the black community. People tell me, I don't see black people on the channel. Thank you for representing us. Thank you. I see myself in you. Does no one else have a problem with that? It makes me happy, but it also fills me with sadness. Like, why are we denying people the opportunity to see themselves on this channel? Why are we denying people the opportunity to actually be able to be reflective in the content that they're watching? Like, unless you're able to be in this sort of seat that I'm in, which is a very unique seat, it's difficult to wrap my head around. Like, why are we not doing more in order for people to feel like they're being represented properly? There has to be more that we can do. Ask questions, get answers. Yeah, and all it comes down to, Alan, is just having a little bit of empathy. If you just have a little bit of empathy, if you have a little bit of respect for other people and other races, then you will be able to go a long way with it. We have to take off these blinders that we have that is saying that we can't look at race. And we have to be cognizant of the fact that we're creating environments that are not only geared towards one specific culture, but are being very much so creating environments that are toxic for other cultures to come into. And racism and sexism are just the two environments in which, I'm hitting on today, but there's a whole lot of other isms out there that I'm not gonna hit on today. Exactly. People are too comfortable with their privilege. And again, if this creates the black sheep effect on me, if I'm Baba, black sheep, if I'm going to be, banned, if I lose my Smite partnership, if I lose everything that I have tomorrow that deals with streaming because people do not agree with the words that I say, or they try to put on me that I'm playing the fucking race card whenever there's nothing, just and try to gaslight the shit out of me out of saying that what I'm saying or speaking true to is wrong, then so be it. I will speak true to it. I will speak it until I'm blue in the face. I will speak it until my people are given the same opportunity, the same respect, the same dignity as everyone else who happens to be white. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm the supporting character, and I will support the fuck out of the main character. I will create this fucking spaces for the main character. I will put my life on the line so the main character, who from the black community, can go and strive to be the greatest that they can be. I'm a fucking support character. The main character needs to be able to succeed. I need to be able to give inspiration to those who need to be able to take upon themselves to be like, I can do this. I may be black, I may have a lot of things against me, but I can do this. I'm the support character. The main character needs to be given an opportunity to succeed. That is the main point and main topic. I could not give a damn whether or not I was on the Smite Game channel this year, but what I give a damn about is whether or not the black community is being reflected properly on that channel and whether or not they're given the same opportunities to succeed, to see themselves, and to just be able to take the ball and run with it. That's all I care about. So I was more frustrated, and I did apply this year. When I told you guys last Saturday that I was not going to be on the Smite Game channel, I absolutely, positively meant that. We didn't receive the news yet. We didn't receive the news till Sunday, but I knew, I had a feeling, and I knew in my heart of hearts that I was not going to be invited back. I knew. I felt it. It did not need to be said to me. I knew. When I received that email that, hey, you were not going to come back to the Smite Game channel this year, I knew. I felt it. I've already prepared. For the past couple of months, I've already prepared. As you all will take a look at the YouTube channel, I have stopped streaming Smite on the YouTube channel. I have streamed more games to bring more content, more diversity. I've already been preparing for this transition for the longest. I knew that my time was eventually going to come to pass the torch. I am ready to pass the torch. But what I'm not going to do is let somebody who's, coming in black, being all by themselves, feeling like they have nobody to turn to. I want to make sure that everyone who comes in from a different race, different background, feels like they have a person to talk to, feels like they have someone that they can lean on. And, being the only black person in the room gets very lonely at times. Yeah, there's a lot of shifts that's happening, and those shifts are happening because of how the channel's being set up or outside pressures. But all in all, I just want it to be where we as a community are asking questions, are recognizing that there are some biases that are going on, and that we are tackling these biases. Just being able to see that, hey, there's a stage full of white people, and we're just going to accept that, or there's a stage full of white people, but hey, there's a one black guy. Oh, there's a Latino, there's a Asian, but the other seven, that is not going to fly. That doesn't need to fly. We need to ask more questions. We need to get more answers. If you all go on the Smite directory right now, how many black creators do you see at the top of the directory? How many black creators that are partner are actually streaming Smite? That's not because they didn't want to work at Smite and they didn't want to do the grind and the hustle, and they didn't overall feel like Smite was going to be that game for them. I've talked to a black guy who said, I streamed Smite for the longest, but once I switched games, my viewership skyrocketed. I was able to get partner that following year. So we must ask questions. We must ask questions of ourselves. We must ask questions of others. What is our biases, and why are we not doing more to tackle them? Exactly, Sweat. So what does that tell some black person who is just starting out on their own? Am I going to be able to stream this game and be able to reach the level or reach the partnership through Smite? Or is that going to tell them, oh, maybe I need to actually look at other games in order to sort of reach that level of gaining viewers and that viewership? I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. We must ask questions. We must demand answers. All in all, hey, man, I'm not going to say it. All in all, make sure you support the creators next month. Support whoever's going to be the creator on Smite Game that comes in from the black community. And also, just another thing. So Black History Month happened twice while I was on the channel. What did we do to celebrate it? What did we do to celebrate Black history on the Smite Game channel? I mean, I came in and I, gave my tidbit in terms of, hey, this is the person who you all should know. This is the person who black person you all should, recognize and has having contributions not only to black history, but to American history. That's right. We did nothing to celebrate black history on the Smite Game channel. Why is that? Why during a month in which we're recognizing black excellence, and mind you, that month did not come, that month wasn't given to black people because, we were just whining about it or we were just, we didn't actually deserve it. That month was given because we specifically aren't being represented properly within our school system, within each and every single day life. And that month is meant to celebrate black history and black excellence and pushing the needle for it. So why are we not doing more to celebrate black history whenever you have 2 black creators on the channel? Why is that? And a lot of these things, I just keep my head down. I just keep quiet because if I say something or if I speak out of line, I feel like I'm being ungrateful. I feel like that I'm going to be looked at as the black sheep. I'm going to be looked at as, we don't touch you. I'm going to be looked at as, maybe you belong somewhere else. I feel like, at times I can't speak up. I can't speak truth to power. Exactly. The Juneteenth avatar had 2 opportunities during Black History Month and during Juneteenth. Yeah, Harley. Yeah, there's more that we can do. Like, we have to ask questions. Why are we not celebrating? If this game is filled with gods that are from specific cultures, that are from specific walks of life, why are we not doing more in order to celebrate that? Why are we just selling for the status quo? And it's like, if I need to do something where I need to jump into the driver's seat in order to set up these events, in order to make sure that people of this culture, of this race is represented, I would do that myself. I do not have any problem with doing that. But having a whole month of Black History go past, no one, reaching out to me from the hi-rez staff or team saying, hey, happy Black History Month. Hey, you're doing a great job. You're representing your community well. None of that. So next month, you all don't need to spend your subs on me. You all don't need to spend your money on me. What I want you to do is find other people within the black community, whether they stream Smite, whether they're outside of Smite, mini, invade, whoever comes along who is a black content creator, and I will show more in the future. But make sure you all throw your resources behind them. Make sure you celebrate them, because oftentimes we are the most hardest working people within the room, but we're not oftentimes celebrated, or we're oftentimes looked down upon, which that's a whole thing within itself. And I'm just trying to get out this level of frustration that I have. Make sure that they're taken care of. Make sure that they're played with absolute respect. Because there's a lot of things that we as black people go through in the gaming industry, but nobody refuses to talk about it because everybody have on these blinders saying that they are blind to race, and no one refuses to actually acknowledge that there is a problem within the gaming community industry with racism. There's a problem in the gaming industry with microaggressions, and we're just, keep moving forward. After the umpteenth time hearing the N-word within your games or having it come up, you start to get tired and exhausted of it and asking, what is the gaming creators are doing in order to squash this? Because there's not a large enough initiative being done for me in order to squash the racism that's found in certain games and in certain aspects of team fights. And, just to cap it off, whenever you are in a game, what is the first thing that someone refers to someone else as, tempers begin to rise? They refer to them as the N-word. That's the very first thing, which means we have a problem in the gaming industry, within the gaming community, of racism, and we're not choosing, or companies are not choosing, in order to tackle it overtly. Chad O's Jackson, yes, please give names of black content creators. All month long of February, I'm gonna celebrate black content creators, and I'm just gonna get to a point where I'm gonna make sure that I'm throwing full support behind these creators who are trying so hard to climb each and every single day, but are not given the same opportunities as people to get up that ladder. But overall, I'm gonna make a statement on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna basically kind of sort of make a statement on my social medias. My social medias will have the nicer version of the statement. But I'm just sick. I'm just tired. I'm more frustrated than ever I'm at the most frustrated that I've ever been, and it's at a level of frustration where I can't control this frustration, and I'm just needing to be by myself, which is why I kind of been taking a step back from everything. Why I didn't stream on the Smite game channel yesterday, because I do not want to take my frustration out on people who don't deserve to have their frustration taken out on them. I want to be able to control my emotions, be able to regulate it. And if people are going to Smite game for happy-go-lucky content, they deserve happy-go-lucky content. And I don't need my energy affecting them, their mood, because they could be the only positivity that they could be getting throughout the day. So I want to make sure that I'm the best for those who I'm coming online for, which today is a different exception, which is why I decided to stream tonight, because I don't want to leave you guys with all this energy to basically start off your day and be like, wow, that was a crap of a way to start off my day. I want to actually leave you guys kind of sort of something with, positivity in the morning and doing something random. Hey, appreciate it, right, Belly? Yeah, like I say, if this causes me to lose my Smart partnership, if this causes me for, be disowned by hi-rez, if this causes me to, receive sort of this backlash from, larger content creators and, telling their communities to come attack me and kind of dismantle the channel and what I've worked on, I happily accept this. I happily accept these consequences. If it means for a better tomorrow, for someone to be able to be given a voice who felt like they didn't have a voice, I am willing to fall on the sword in order for that to happen. But we have to ask questions. We have to get answers. There needs to be more done than us keeping on blinders and having these biases in which we either we know or we don't know whether it's intentional, unintentional. There has to be more that's done. No problem, Barry. What's up, JR? But yeah, so I put together this craftily worded statement, basically outline. This is kind of sort of the unprofessional, off the cuff, me speaking on the issue that I have. The statement that I have is more professional. It's what's going to go out. It's what I hope, people will see and be able to say, maybe I should begin to ask these questions. Maybe we shouldn't just accept the status quo. Maybe we should actually push to make sure that we all are represented and we all feel like we're in the room or see a little piece of ourselves within the room. I just want the industry to get to a point where we are moving forward, not necessarily backward, especially when it comes to Black people getting into these spaces and what we have to go through on a daily basis in order for us to just try to make it out and for us to try to be successful. And I understand that, the entertainment industry is filled with, a lot of nonsense and a lot of things that I deal with on a daily basis. That's going to be amplified within the entertainment industry. But at the same time, I'm going to try to use my voice while I have it in order to speak truth to power and allow for other people to kind of have that realization that, hey, maybe there is an issue or maybe there is something going on. Because, again, I'm the most happy-go-lucky guy. It takes a lot for me to get as frustrated as I am. It takes a lot to get me as frustrated as I've been for the past couple of days. But I've been absolutely positively pissed for the last couple of days. And this level of frustration, it takes a lot for me to get up to. And it's just where I'm at my breaking point of, either this is going to change or I'm just going to pack my shit up and I'm going to go ahead and leave. One in the way or the other, I'm at a level of frustration that my people, Black people, aren't being treated as if we are people, as if we aren't belonging in these rooms, as if we aren't someone who's, carrying all this pressure of the Black community or carrying all this pressure of psychologically feeling like we aren't good enough to be in these rooms because other Black people have already been in those rooms and there's already someone else occupying those rooms. I am sick and tired of it, and I want it to shift. I want it to change. So I have notified the proper parties that, hey, this issue is going on. I'm frustrated about it. I'm not happy about it. Let's have a meeting, and let's see if these meetings actually happen. And if they don't actually happen, then screw it. This may be the last time that I play Smite. This may be the last time that I represent Smite, because I refuse to sit up here playing a fucking game that doesn't represent my community and doesn't allow us to have the same opportunity as everyone else. I'm willing to leave it all behind to make sure that my people know that I'm with them all the way. Nobody's getting left behind. Nobody's going to be feeling left out. If this is the way that this game is going to be, I'm going to leave, and I'm not going to even turn back. There's other things, more things for me out there to work on. All in all, with that being said, I have no animosity towards anyone. If anything, I'm a very much so a goal-oriented person. I'm very much so, okay, here's the issue, let's resolve the issue. My background is in architecture. I have been managers of many firms at senior levels, and I am willing to do the work that needs to be done in order for my culture, my people, to feel like they're being properly represented within these rooms, within these spaces. And if you want to understand the sort of pressure that me and Minnie may be on, Minnie has people that are going to her that are saying, why are you not on the Smite Game channel this year? Who's going to be the black representation? You know how much weight that carries for us? We're carrying a torch for our community. They want to see black people on the channel who is carrying the torch for the community, who is allowing us to flourish and for us to be able to open up more doors for them. This isn't something that's just coming out of left field or isn't something that, people don't talk about. There's people actually wanting to see representation. There's people who actually want to see diversity, but we're not allowing them to see that representation and that diversity because we aren't opening our eyes to the biases that is going on, and we aren't creating spaces that are safe for them to be in and that they are having to battle. Again, if you want an example of microaggressions, you want an example of people having to go through the gamut in terms of black women and being the most underrepresented or mistreated women in society, just go over to Smite Games over videos. See how they commented on Bose. See how they tore her up in the comments. Bose, who's a black woman, who's a pretty large content creator, who's made quite a significant following herself, she got tore up in the Smite Game channel comments. And that would just give you a little hint. Whenever she initially joined Smite Game, that would just give you a little hint of what black women go through in terms of trying to represent these platforms at a larger scale. We have to do more. We have to ask more questions. We have to create environments that are safe and that are encompassing us all. We have to do more. This isn't the status quo that we need to be used to. We need to actually do more to get more people within these spaces. But as I said earlier, I have no animosity towards anyone. I'm willing to work with anyone who's willing to work with me to get more black representation within these spaces. I'm willing to do the work that needs to get done in order for me to drive home the point that my culture deserves representation too. My culture deserves to be within these rooms. My culture is working hard so they can get a chance to just touch the opportunities that I've touched. The opportunities that I've touched aren't difficult opportunities to strive for or to achieve. They actually are pretty obtainable opportunities. It's just a matter of are they actually allowed to be given those opportunities in order to touch that opportunity that I touch. There is nothing special about the opportunities that I touch. Whether it be this year, whether it be the year before, on my game channel, there's nothing special about it. The only thing special about it was I, being the black person in my skin, was the only black person during that event, during SWC, who got to touch that opportunity. And I want that to change. I want there to be multiple people who are able to touch that opportunity. It may be difficult, but I want there to be multiple people who touch that opportunity. Yeah, this one. So then this goes on to the later, another point. Diversity coaches are your friend. Diversity coaches will help you point out blind spots that you may have. Diversity training is your friend. Diversity training will point out blind spots that you have. We have to be very intentional with how we're moving and how we are creating spaces for others. If we're not intentional, we're just going to fall into the habit of, oh, there's only white men in this room, and that's it. Or there's only white men in this room, and maybe one black person. No other black people, because there's only one that's allowed. We have to be very intentional with how we're moving, because the systems that were intentionally put in place to basically keep us down, keep us at a level in which we cannot proceed forward with in society, that's the exact same system that is basically, we have to be intentional with dismantling and giving opportunities to those who need and deserve that opportunity. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's transpiring, Spartacus. I heard there was some other things that were transpiring. I just know that me and Minnie, we have been going back and forth for the past couple of days. The feelings between us have been mutual. I spoke to a confidant yesterday who basically let me know that, hey, reach out to these people, let them know your feelings. I've done the reaching out. And so we'll see where it goes at from there. Gosh, I'm going to private this VOD after I hop off stream today. But I will probably end up downloading and I could send you the link so you can just review it and hear what I have to say in total. Yeah, I've been checking the chats. Hey, no problem. But yeah, so all in all, have no animosity towards anyone. Make sure you all go out, support the new stream team. they deserve your full support, especially the one and only black person on the team. Make sure y'all support the shit out of that person. Make sure that person receives the level of growth that he deserves, that he works hard for. Make sure he is supported financially. I don't care if you have to take a sub from me to give it to him. Do it. Because I want him to be supported fully, and I want him to know that he has the backing of the community behind his back. I want it. He deserves it. He worked hard for it. I want it to happen for him. So if you have to cancel your sub at this channel and give it to this person who is on the team who happens to be black, do it. If you have to miss my stream in order to catch his stream, do it. I would love to see him prosper as much as he can within the role, within that field that he's getting in. Yo, thank you, Couch. But all in all, this is a frustrating situation. This is a situation that I'm going to be like throwing my hands up. I will fight the fight. It's probably going to happen in the background. But overall, this fight has to be fought. And if I just get barricaded out and made the black sheep of the Smite community, then so be it. I'm just going to be the black sheep. I would just carry that, I'll carry that title proudly. If nobody ever wants to touch me ever again, I'll carry that title properly. But I will fight the fight in order for us to get to a point where things are changing, where we are properly represented. Because whenever I'm looking at the developer screen and I'm proud of Smite 2 coming out, my main question is, where's the diversity? I know there's other black people within the gaming industry who are working within the gaming community who can be represented on this stage within the arena of the Smite 2 release. Where's the diversity? We have over 100 gods in this game, each of them with diverse backgrounds. So why aren't we doing more on our end to make sure that our content doesn't reflect that same diversity? If we're creating a game about this diverse god levels of gods and mythology, why aren't we doing the same thing on our end to make sure that we are keeping diverse as possible? No, you're not losing yourself either. Something both. No, don't break yourself out. Yeah, if I got to be the villain, I will be the villain, and I will comment on this each and every single day, regardless of my Twitter account goes down. I will be that villain. But things have got to change. Things have got to shift. We just can't keep going on with the status quo. We actually have to take a deeper look into what's happening with our, community and what kind of community are we actually fostering? Are we fostering a toxic culture where certain people feel like they're allowed in, and once those people are in, they become cliquey and then exclude the black people? Or are we actually doing the work that needs to be done to make sure that we are a community that's filled with diverse talents, diverse groups? Because a lot of times diversity brings better projects. Diversity brings different perspectives in which you may not consider from your point of view because someone else has walked a different path and do different things in order to get them that point of view. Yo, it's hard because I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that I found so many of y'all through the channel. It was a great opportunity. And this is another question that I got that really added on another layer of frustration. There's people who are questioning me as to whether or not they should keep going, whether or not they should continue to apply this Smite game. And I'll say, keep doing it. Apply this Smite game. We need you. We need you to be the representative of the community. Don't get discouraged by what may seem like is transpiring in the background. Keep doing you. Keep applying for the opportunity to be on Smite game. Keep applying to try to represent the community in a larger way. And I promise you, eventually at some point, your work, your dedication towards trying to get in will actually break through. It took me 3 times to get into Smite game, and overall, it's going to happen eventually. But I want you all to keep applying to Smite game, keep trying to make it in if you didn't make it in this time. Support the team. The fight is happening because the fight needs to happen, and we need to make for a better culture, for a better group, for a better community, and that doesn't happen unless we have some sort of fight on the inside to make sure that our biases are being recognized and that we're actually proceeding forward with creating an environment that is not hostile towards certain people, but bringing them in and kind of sort of relishing in their differences and relishing in the fact that they are from a diverse background and diverse culture. So that's where I'm at with it. Make sure you all support the channel. Make sure you apply to the Smite game channel next year. Keep at it. If you have any questions, if you need any help, feel free to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. And I want to repeat again, nothing special about what I've done. Yes, I was a Smite content creator. Yes, I was on the main stage at SWC, but nothing special about what I've done. I just so happen to be black and be one of the very few that is given that opportunity to do what I've done. You too can do it, and you too will achieve it. You too will reach success that I've reached and even surpass it. That's what I want. I want you all to surpass. If you're coming in as a black creator, unsure about whether or not you can do it, get that mindset out of your mind. You can do it. You can reach a level of success in which I reached at and surpass it by far. I'm no special person. I'm no special human being. My goal here is to be the catalyst for those who are great coming behind me to get even farther. Everything was special, at least to you. Yeah, I don't want it to feel like it's a goal that's unattainable, that's a goal that is not able to be something that you can touch, that you can reach. I want it to feel like, you know, even if you don't see yourself as that person, because I, for years, told myself, I can't do voice acting, I can't do acting, I can't do content creation. You know, I don't have a voice myself. I don't actually have, you know, capabilities of being in those spaces, in those rooms. But come to find out, you know, if you work hard at it long enough, you eventually will get there, and you eventually will reach a level of success in which you never thought was possible. So if you are trying to, and if you failed this first time to get on the Smite game, try again, and eventually you'll be able to get in, and eventually you'll be able to succeed, prosper, and I'm there along the way to offer you help, offer you tips to make sure that you're pushed along. But one of our community members here did get onto the Smite game, which makes me very proud. So whenever that community member gets announced, I'll make sure that you all know to go support this person, because this person deserves absolute support, and this person received the inspiration to watch my game, to go ahead and apply for it, because this person just so happened to be part of the community, just so happened to catch me on Smite game, and decided that, hey, maybe I should go ahead and submit an application, and let's see what happens, and end up getting onto Smite game, which makes me very proud to see that I'm not the only one who's going to be providing opportunities. I'm actually, you know, inspiring others to go for your dreams, go big or go broke, you know. Do it. I want you to do it. Hey, love you too, Gracies. Yeah, it's an awkward conversation, but one of the things about turning 30, I turned 30 last year, there's a big paradigm shift that happens, and it's hard to explain, but there's a big paradigm shift that happened where I'm like, I'm just accepting the status quo, and I'm actually not challenging people. Because at the end of the day, I find myself getting ran over. I find myself not speaking up as much as I should. And I find myself pushed to the edge most times. Whenever I'm like, no, I'm going to go ahead and stand up for myself and be assertive. I'm actually state what is wrong. And I'm actually going to be giving the other person the opportunity to state their intentions and to state to me what they're going to do in order to correct this situation. And if that doesn't happen, then I'll just take other avenues to basically ensure that, you know, this doesn't happen to anyone else. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, and we're not going to go into it, but once you feel like you have nothing to live for, or once you feel like you're at the point of, you know, what is my goal or what am I here for in terms of existence? You know, I'm just here to help people along and help make sure that people get to where they're going, whether it be me providing that encouragement or whether me providing that inspiration. You know, I just want everyone to know that, you know, things are achievable, things are attainable. It just takes a little bit of work, but eventually we'll get into it. But yeah, I just want to send a special shout out and a special thank you to Rat Belly. Rat Belly isn't thanked enough. Rat Belly's been, you know, special shout out and thanks to all the mods, but Rat Belly's been with me on the Smite game channel for the past year. He's been doing an awesome job at holding it down, and I'm glad that, you know, hopefully whenever I go away, the opportunity for you to stay a part of the team opens up, so we'll see if that happens. But if not, I hope that, you know, Rat Belly gets his due deserves for handling the Smite community, because it's overall a environment that, you know, it can be toxic at times. It can be a lot to handle, but overall it's all about, you know, keeping a level headed at times and making sure that you stay on top of things. But yo, special shout out to Rat Belly for holding it down and just being with me throughout the year and, you know, out the years, and just being able to take upon the opportunity, because it is a lot to stream on Smite game channel. There's a lot that comes with it in terms of, you know, streaming on that platform, but the mods also have to deal with a lot of bullshit too with, you know, working overtime with getting comments that shouldn't be within this channel itself and making sure that the channel stays kind of sort of this positive place. Hey, all love to you too, Rat Belly. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'll just end it with the, you know, final words that we have to do more within ourselves. We have to do more within the community to make sure that we are questioning the biases that we have. Make sure we're questioning the biases that other people might have, whether it's intentional or unintentional, we must ask questions, we must get answers, and we must create some sort of solution to fix any problems that we have. And that is my main point, and that is the main point that I want to stake. Hey, what's up, Zexy? Yo, appreciate everyone for jumping in for this stream. Sorry that I can't stick around for a lot longer, but I just wanted to give you all the 411 on what's happening and kind of sort of my frustrations over the past couple of weeks, because you all didn't hear about the frustrations that I was having until yesterday. And so I just wanted to let you all know that, hey, you know, I'm not intentionally hiding away from you guys. I'm just over here trying to woosah myself back down from being overall frustrated. But overall, I just want you all to know that, you know, there's work that has to be done, and I'm going to try to take on some of that work in order to make sure that we're able to be successful in this environment that we're in, and we're able to see many people of different backgrounds, different faith, be able to kind of sort of go the long way and be able to really find themselves in the channel and the content that's being represented. Y'all, I appreciate y'all, Couch. Yeah, y'all held it down. Y'all have done a lot for me. I'm supposed to be over here providing you guys with the backbone and support system in order to go on, but you guys are actually providing me more of that in the return, and I didn't actually have to provide me that, so stop before you all get banned. Hey, good night, Rossies. Yeah, I'm gonna get me something yummy to eat. I'm gonna try to woosah myself, maybe watch a little bit of anime. Hey, I love you too, Ice. But, you know, again, support the stream team. I don't want anybody attacking anybody. The work that needs to be done is gonna be done on the behind the scenes. You know, if there's any developments, I will let you all know. But just know that I'm working on something behind the scenes that hopefully will lead to something even greater. And so we'll see if anything comes out of that. But if you all, you know, find yourself having any questions, needing any help, find yourself feeling a certain way, I'm always here. My DMs are always open. Feel free to jump into those, and we'll try to chat it out and talk through what you may be feeling. Yo, appreciate it, Alex. Yo, I appreciate you all for listening, and I appreciate you all just being attentive and here for it. You know, I try not to bring any frustrating energy onto the stream and kind of sort of this energy that I have today, but it kind of was called for because we're accepting the status quo, and I'm just looking all over and I'm seeing status quo all over and us not challenging anything. It's all good. We all have points we need to vent. If you ever need air, then yeah, for sure, Spartacus. Yo, appreciate you jumping on by. Yo, that's what I gotta do. I gotta keep it real. And also, just one final note. It's not worth selling out your soul to larger content creators in order for yourself to get forward if it means hurting other people in the process. Just process that, learn that, you know, come to grips with that, because many of us are grinding towards being those larger content creators. But, you know, a lot of times we can quite lose vision of what we're going for and end up trying to work with content creators that were detrimental to us and who we are as a being. And so it's not basically, you know, be careful who you work with, be careful with who you partner with, and be careful of trying to strive for certain content creators, because it may not necessarily be worth working with them. And if you think I'm referring to the content creator that I mentioned earlier about being on the world stage and him making a sexist ass remark, I'm absolutely referring to that, because the feeling that I had for this person was actually confirmed there and then, and, you know, it just kept getting worse from there. So make sure that you all are careful with who you work with. You know, if you feel like certain character may be off, trust that instinct, trust that gut feeling, and overall you'll find yourself being able to find the right people to work with and find that right community to develop. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on off. I'm gonna hide this VOD. This VOD is gonna be scrubbed from the internet. I'm gonna record my personal statement. It will go out next Tuesday. I will be on the Smite game channel. I'm at least gonna show my face Saturday, Sunday. I think I stream Tuesday. Actually, I think we're up until Wednesday. I have Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'll be on the Smite game channel. We'll at least go out over there. There won't be any crying or any boo-hooing for me. You know, my time to come to pass the torch. We're going to pass the torch with dignity. We're going to pass the torch. All right, we're going to pass the torch, but if something comes up between now and then where I'm like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and actually take it back from Smite game channel, I'll let you all know, but we're going to pass the torch with dignity, and there won't be no hard feelings of me leaving the channel. I actually have other things that I need to work on and focus my time and attention on. And Smite game has become that identity of me for the past several years, so I'm looking forward to breaking up that identity and moving forward. Yo, I'll get some comfort food indeed. But yeah, we're going to go ahead, hop on off. I'll find somebody to raid. But I'd like to thank guys for all the day with happiness, or allowing for me to vent to you all. Thank you for allowing me to fill a little bit of day with happiness. Until next time, stay awesome, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. Know what you love, know what you're worth it. See y'all next time. Peace.